I'm Jen with the Volusia County Public Library Hope Place branch, and today will be our first part in our two-part series about winter hanger decorations. Today we will focus mostly on stars and snowflakes. You'll just need a couple items to make these creations. You'll need hangers. You can use metal ones, which we'll use for our first creation. You can use the plastic variety. Also, you could even use child-size hangers. So those are our hangers. You'll also need zip ties and just a pair of scissors. So let's get started. Our first snowflake creation is going to be, we're going to start with a simple one. It's only going to be 8 hangers. So I'm going to start by building my first 4 sections. So what we want to do is take our hangers, put them end to end, and we're going to use our zip tie. And you don't want to tighten them up too tightly. We're going to do one zip tie up top and then one on the bottom. Okay. So now that I've got them both on, I'm going to tighten them up. So that's what we're looking for. I'm going to do 3 more and then we'll move on. Now that we have all 4 of our sections zip tied together, all I've done is I've pulled them tight on the top and the bottom, and I've made sure that my ends are pretty straight. So I'm going to set that one down on the bottom. This is going to be either your bottom or top of your snowflake, and you're going to point the hooks towards outward, okay? So your next one is going to be with your hook where your centers meet, and your hooks are going to touch right there, okay? And now we're going to repeat the same on the other side. Center, hooks meeting together, and then our very last one. Now that we have our shape all ready to go, let me go ahead and show you how to place the zip ties together to connect the hangers. The first thing that we're going to do is, since we lock these down pretty tight, we're going to go ahead, and there's just a lot going on, we're just going to cut all of these right down to the bottom of the zip tie. Now that we have all of the zip ties cut down to the ends on the ones we use to connect the hangers, we're going to move on to start connecting our hooks. So we're going to take our zip tie and just make sure not to lock it down super tight, but we definitely want to be able to hold it together. So we'll start with this one, and we're going to do that to all 4 of our hooks. Okay, so now that we have our 4 hooks at the ends zip tied together, now we're going to come in and do our center. So we're looking for this cross point where they meet together. We're going to put a zip tie on there. And again, don't lock it all the way down. We're just putting it together. And then we'll go back and we'll tighten them when we're done. Okay, so we've got another little cross here. Then our last one. Okay, now this is where you can start to tighten these. And I would go side to side and then side to side. And we're getting pretty stable, okay? So my last part that I would do is in this very center, I would run a zip tie across. You want to interlock this one with this one. Not too tight yet, not till we're done. I'm going to interlock this hanger into here. Okay. So now I feel comfortable enough to pull the first one tight. And I'm going to pull the second one tight. And it's kind of a back and forth act. Okay. And we are nice and sturdy. So now what we're gonna do is cut off all the ends of our other zip ties. So this is your completed first snowflake creation. We're gonna go ahead and move on to a couple more. I have a couple more to show you. I'm not gonna zip tie those down. We will talk about points where you do zip tie them together. So let's just get started. Our next creation is going to be a star made out of 10 hangers. So our last creation, we did it with the wire hangers. We're gonna go ahead and switch it up because we really want it to pop on camera for you. So we're gonna switch off to plastic hangers. You can still use these, but these hangers, just so you know, keep in mind, you have the hangers that look like this on the end, and then you have these hangers out there that have the thicker edges. If you choose this hanger, I would recommend in the very center to drill a hole as thick as what your zip tie would fit through, because that is going to make it easier for you to interlock your corners. Our star is going to have 5 points. So how we're going to make that happen is we're going to take our hangers, flip them so that on top of each other, and that our hooks meet up with our ends, okay? So that's one. And we're gonna do this 4 more times. They meet up, and what you're going to do is you're going to overlap these hangers because we're going to be putting our zip tie through the hole on both hangers. So we're going to do our next one. And our last one. Now it won't be exact until everything is zip tied down and secured. So you're gonna have to move it around a little bit. But that is our star. I'm gonna show you the points where you're gonna zip tie them to secure it. The first ones you wanna do are the ones where you drilled the hole. And we're just going to attach those 2 hangers together. And don't pull the zip tie 100% tight. We want to leave it loose because it's going to be moving around a little bit. Okay. So what I would do is I would do all of the ends of the hangers that were drilled, secure all of those together, and then you can start to tighten them. And how I would tighten them is like you would do on a tire. You go diagonal, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And that's gonna keep you from having kind of a wiggy-wommy kind of star going on. Our next points of zip tying will be these hooks that meet the ends of the hanger. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Don't zip it all the way down because it's still gonna be moving. So you're gonna do all of these, and then you're going to go around. Once you've got all of them together, then you can start doing those as well. So you'll zip tie the one corner down, then you'll choose one on the other side, zip it down. Choose one on the other side, work your way all around the star. The last point that I would zip tie is right in here. I'm gonna lift this up a little bit. Right here, there becomes a point. So we're gonna put a zip tie right there as well on all 5 of the star points. Okay, once you've got it on all 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everything will be secured and your star will be ready. Last thing to do will be to cut off these tops here, and then decorate. Again, you can use your lights, garland, paint, whatever you like. Our next creation will be a 14 hanger Starburst snowflake. Couldn't be any easier. We're gonna start with putting our hanger down. And what we wanna do is line the bottoms together all the way up the hanger, and then make sure that our hanger and this little bit right here meet up. That's where we're gonna do one of our little zip ties, okay? So we're gonna start just like that and work in a circle. So there you have your Starburst snowflake. Now all you'll do is you'll go ahead and put your zip ties on all the points where the hangers, the hooks meet the hanger. You'll put one here on all the way around, and then also you'll put one down here on each side on each hanger to connect all the hangers to make it more sturdy. And then you just cut off the tops of those zip ties and you're ready to decorate. Our final creation will be our snowflake. It's going to be 16 hangers. It's very easy. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 2 hangers. We're going to fold them just like that. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put one out here. And just butt these up together. And it's not gonna be perfect again until we do the tying. Just like that. So now you've just created your snowflake. So what we're gonna do is you're going to do your zip ties. You're gonna start with your zip ties in your centers. So that little hole that we drilled out with if you're using these kind of hangers, make sure to tie that together. And remember the golden rule, make sure to keep all the zip ties loose until you're ready. Okay, so you'll do all of these in the center. You'll also want to, anytime you see a point where the 2 hangers come together, there's a point here, I'll lift it, where you have 2 hooks and 2 hangers coming together at the same point. You could use one zip tie for all 4. So that's what you'll do there. Anywhere you see that will add stability to your snowflake is a good place to put a zip tie. So once you finish all of your center zip ties and you finish all of your hook and hanger zip ties, there's also one more point I would recommend zip tying, and I'm going to lift this as well, and that is this little crisscross right here where they come together. So what I would recommend with this one is you can zip tie it all together, but I would wait until you get all your zip ties so they're standing up, ready for you to go, and then you can work your way around the snowflake. We want to remember that no snowflake is perfect, no snowflake is the same. However, just as you're tightening them, keep an eye on it down here below if this starts to shift. That's all you want to do, is just keep an eye on your shifting of the zip tie that it's affecting when you're pulling your others tight. Then you'll just go through and you'll cut off the tops of the zip ties. You're ready to decorate. Thank you for joining me with part 1 of our series for winter hanger decorations. I hope that you have lots of fun decorating and creating these snowflakes and stars we've had today. Also, don't forget to check out our Facebook. We have an Instagram and also YouTube channel where Volusia is getting crafty. Make sure to click that subscribe button so you can get our alerts when our videos come up. I'll see you on part 2. Bye-bye.